Yeah. Nah, man. I had a lot of stuff going on. A lot.
Take us through the first couple of days, what the experience been like, and what have you learned from enjoying being here at the combine?
First couple days really long. Waking up early, felt like 6 a.m. dog time at Georgia. But I mean, it's been a great experience meeting all my peers and all the guys around me that are in the same position as me. It's a blessing to be here, honestly. I'm just trying to take it all in. I walked into the hotel first and I looked around. I was like, man, I've been watching the combine for so long, and now I'm really here doing it. And just, man, it's just a blessing to be here, honestly. It's a fun experience overall.
As a guy who is from the state of Georgia, talk about how special it is to have so many guys that are from that state be here, but also 14 dogs as well.
Yeah, I think having my teammates here is the biggest thing. We're missing a few of them, man. Dan Jackson got snubbed. Chaz Chambliss, Ben Urosic, they all should be here. They deserve to be here, honestly. But, man, being here with all my teammates is a blessing, man. It just really shows what goes into going to Georgia. And the fact that we got 14 players here, that's one of the most from any school in the country. And it's just showing the development, the culture that we have at Georgia. I think the last 3-4 years we've had 10-plus guys at the combine. So, I mean, it's good to see everybody. And then guys that it's guys like Kyle Kennard that I went to elementary school with that are here, and it's actually insane. We're coming from second grade to being at the combine with the guy. It's just awesome to be here. Guys like Sam Brown from Savannah, Georgia, too, man. It's it's actually good to see everybody's faces.
How cool is it? A lot of guys talk about different states have the best football, but obviously being from the state of Georgia, talk about the talent that's enriched in the state.
Man, there's so much talent in the state of Georgia, especially down by the water in Savannah, man. I don't know, it's something in the water. It's athletes everywhere, such as like Flau'jae Johnson at LSU, me, Sam Brown, Kyle Kennard, as I said. People like old guys, Demetrius Robinson, Darius Slade from Brunswick. I mean, I think Georgia has the best talent when it comes to football. You just got to go get it, man. It's a lot of guys tucked off in places that you don't even know about that are just super talented, especially in South Georgia. The #1 pick, Trayvon Walker. It's everywhere in Georgia, man. You gotta go find them. People got to take the time to go look. There's a lot of athletes.
Last thing, man, obviously being a home state guy, what do you feel like to get a chance to play for the home team in the Falcons?
If they take me, man, it'll be a blessing. It'll be a blessing if they come take me, man. I'll be close to home, man. I probably won't live in Atlanta. I'll probably live in Flowery Branch, but it'll be a blessing to go play for the Falcons.
Have you met with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I think so, yeah. Informal interview. They just put me on some pen and paper, saw me draw up some plays. You know, I got it all up here. Yeah.
You working out everything this week?
Yes, sir, I'm doing everything.
What's your number one goal?
My number one goal is just to perform and show why I'm one of the best D tackles in the country. That's honestly my number one goal. I know, like some people talk about how my play was inconsistent, but when you put all my best plays on it, it's up there with the best guys that are here, and it's probably better than most of the guys that are here. So I'm just trying to show that I'm a super athletic D tackle for this size, and I'm one of the best D tackles in the country. How did Georgia prepare me, man? Georgia prepared me just by just the physicality aspect of going through something so hard. Like I came in with probably 14 guys at Georgia, and I think only 5 of us made it through. So that's the biggest thing. It's hard at Georgia. If you can last at Georgia, you can last anywhere. They build a culture of winning. They build a culture of men, and I mean it's really hard. And if you can make it through that, you can make it through anything. It's not a lot of stuff that can break me just because I made it through Georgia. I had a coach like Kirby Smart who always confronted and demanded excellence from everybody, and that's what you need in the NFL. Somebody who doesn't get mad at hard coaching and having a hard culture around them. But Georgia prepared me for everything.
Speaking of the hot mic, Kirby, how many times were you on it? Good stories you can share with us.
I was on it at least once a day, man. Once a day, and he can be 100 yards away, and you're gonna hear your name get called. And I think he has eyes on the backside of his head, everywhere on his head. But I'm not gonna share some of the best moments because I don't think I can talk like that up here. But the hot mic is everybody gets their fair share of the hot mic. Mine wasn't worse than some of the things I've heard from the hot mic.
You were very vocal about trying to get Dan here.
Yeah.
What about him? What is everybody missing in that season?
What about Dan? Dan Jackson has better stats than the majority of the safeties here. He was a 4-year starter on the best defense in the country. He single-handedly won the game for us against Georgia Tech. He has more interceptions than a lot of guys here, and I feel like he's one of the best safeties in the country. He definitely deserved to be here. I really don't know why he got snubbed. I guess because he's a walk-on, but that walk-on has played better than some of the guys they have here.
What kind of player in person is Jared Hager getting with David Wilson?
A dog. They have him as probably the best transfer in the transfer portal. Damon Wilson is a freak athlete, freakishly athletic, man. That's a steal, man. Damon, I feel like he's the best edge in the country right now. They got a dog, like a dog. Yeah.
Have you met with the Steelers? And if you did, what was your impression?
Oh, it was fun meeting with the Steelers. Honestly, man, they were cool, bro. We were just talking about the guys up there at Georgia, like Broderick Jones, Darnell Washington, George Pickens. Man, the Steelers was cool, man. There's a lot of good energy. It's probably one of the best ones I actually had when I was talking to them. The energy from the coaches were amazing. And, man, nice dudes, wholesome, and you can tell it just wasn't anything fake, bro. There were some cool individuals right there.
Was that formal or informal?
It was an informal interview. We talked for like 20 minutes.
What's your impression of Mike Tomlin?
I haven't talked to Mike Tomlin yet, but I heard Mike Tomlin is a cool guy. My financial advisor at Truist Bank is actually Mike Tomlin's financial advisor. So he says Mike Tomlin is super cool, straightforward. And I mean, he's a Georgia Bulldog too. His daughter goes there. Yeah.
We're talking a lot about how Kirby Smart is. What about Trey Scott?
Trey Scott, man, he has I call it continuing development. He's not going to let you get stagnant in your process. He's not going to let you think that you've already arrived, because nobody has ever arrived. And I mean, Trey Scott was the same guy that recruited me in July 2018, and the same guy until this past January after the Sugar Bowl, man. Trey Scott is an amazing coach. I think the best defensive line coach in the country. And I think if kids really truly want to learn how to play football and develop, they would go to the University of Georgia and get coached by Trey Scott, because he turned me into an amazing football player. He helped me develop a love that I didn't know I had for the game of football, man. Trey Scott, he honestly just changed my life. No, I didn't. I was about to meet with the Cowboys, but they didn't schedule me, so another team came and poached me. Yeah.
What's it been like watching your games and successful?
It's just been everything I expected. I knew Jalen Carter was one of the best D tackles I've ever seen play football. So, I mean, you see what he's doing, the best D tackle in the league. Jordan Davis, he's one of the best D tackles in the league. So, like, I don't know how teams let Jalen Carter fall to the 9th pick. I bet they're regretting it now. But, I mean, yeah, Georgia Bulldogs, bro. You see what the Georgia Bulldogs are doing in the NFL. They're dominating. So I think teams shouldn't look past drafting the Bulldog, because nobody comes from a culture that we come from. Every NFL scout knows that Georgia has the hardest practices in the country, and our coaches demand the most from us at all times.
Warren, who are some of the younger defensive linemen on Georgia's team that people will be talking about next year and years to come?
Some of the younger defensive linemen, Jordan Hall, he had a down year just due to some injuries, but Jordan Hall is a tough guy. He's one of the vocal leaders on the team right now. Christian Miller. Christian Miller's a great player, man. Just got the twitchiness and explosive to be one of the best. And I think who I think is going to really take over for the Georgia Bulldogs, like this upcoming season that people aren't seeing coming, is Elijah Griffin, the freshman coming in. Elijah, man, I've known Elijah since 8th grade, and you look out. Just look out.
What is about him? What is about Elijah? I mean, he comes as a 5-star guy.
Yeah, our coaches have said that he's one of the best defensive line prospects that they ever seen coming out of high school. And what I'm hearing about him in the weight room and what he's doing up there right now, it's matching the 5-star.
When you look back on your time at Georgia, who are some of those teammates that made you a better player?
Some of the teammates that made me a better player is, I'm not going to say any individual teammates. At Georgia, everybody's together. We all know each other's why. We all know why we're playing the game. It's a big culture. Anybody can come talk to anybody. It can be from a 5-star to a walk-on guy who doesn't even get a snap. Everybody makes you better at Georgia. Just hearing people's story and what they do, and just hanging out with everybody. Like, we all hung out with each other. Everybody. It was no cliques. It was no groups. Like, we had a great locker room structure. So I mean, it's not just one teammate. I think overall Georgia made me who I am, and just having all my guys with me.
Can you at least tell us who was the best Georgia player that you played against in practice?
Probably George Pickens. Yeah, George Pickens. I mean, I didn't guard him, but, man, I can count on one hand how many balls I've seen him drop in like 3 years. Or if I had to go offensive lineman, probably Tate Ratledge for sure. Tate Ratledge or Jarrett Wilson, man. I beat Tate a good bit of times. He beat me a good bit of times. But Jarrett Wilson was one guy. It's like, all right, it's like finding a 4-leaf clover if I beat him clean.
Warren, if you remember the guy.